The government has had no choice but give in to the opposition's demand of referring the constitutional amendment bill to roll out the GST to a select panel. That's after the BJP failed to garner enough support in the upper house. The 21-member select panel will have to submit its report in the next session of Parliament. BJP MP Bhupendra Yadav will be heading the panel. Other members include Rajiv Chandrasekhar, former Aviation Minister Praful Patel, Akali Dal leader Naresh Gujral and Kani Moi of the AIADMK. The big question is, will the deadline of rolling out the GST of 1st April 2016 be met or not? Let's discuss that a little more with Prashant Deshpande, Senior Director at Deloitte in India. Thanks, Prashant, for joining us here on CNBC TV18. My first question, do you think it is possible at all for India to meet that 1st April 2016 deadline?
Yes, I believe that the GST deadline need not be missed. What will happen?
What are you basing that assumption on? The government says, for example, the Minister of State for Finance, Jayant Sinha, just yesterday said they will carry on back-end work. So what are you basing this assumption on? The monsoon session of Parliament is a few months away.
True. But the back-end work which is required to be done for the implementation of GST at various levels in the central government and the state government is on. What the Finance Minister will have to redesign, however, are if he has a GST roadmap, then the milestones to achieve the GST rollout on 1st April will have to be crunched. But I think there is still hope that on 1st April 2016 we will be able to see the GST being implemented.
So what is the kind of back-end work that the government should do, must do, till it's cleared by Parliament?
There are so many things that they need to do today. The GST Council is going to be appointed only after the Constitutional Amendment Bill is passed. But the various references before the GST Council, for example, the Import Committee of the State Finance Ministers can take that call and present it to the GST Council when it is formed. The next important thing is the GST network, which is going to be the IT backbone of the entire GST. Can be ready. We have enough time then to get that ready. That preparatory steps need not wait for the GST rollout. And thirdly and most importantly, I think government ought to roll out a communications plan for the entire country to educate them about the GST, how it is going to be different, why it is going to benefit them, why it is going to benefit the economy. All of these things can continue parallelly while, some of the elements which have been referred to the select panel are being sorted out.
Okay, so till the select panel also discusses that, something that's going to be outside the purview of the select panel is going to be the revenue neutral rate. This is where we expect a huge tug of war between the states and the centre. What, according to you, is a workable, a doable GST neutral rate? The finance minister has already dismissed rumours of it being as high as 27%.
Yes, while I cannot comment on a particular rate, I think a rate which is revenue neutral to the states, where the states do not lose on any revenue collections that they are doing today, which is acceptable to the trade and industry, because the 27% rate first reaction you get from trade and industry is too high, and which is palatable to the consumer at large, because ultimately the incidence is going to be passed on to the consumer. And he should be, looking at the benefits of GST rather than having to look at a higher rate of GST to be paid on the goods or services that he procures. So from all the three angles, a balanced rate is one which we are looking forward to being, finally being worked out.
What I want to also ask you, Prashant, is that you said a lot of back-end work can continue at the moment. You're saying we can meet the 1st April 2016 deadline. That is something we can all take heart from. But I should tell you that earlier in the day, we did have Grant Thornton on the show. And Grant Thornton was of the opinion it looks rather difficult. What I want to understand is that are companies like yourselves preparing to roll out the GST by 1st April 2016? Have you already started advising clients? Are you getting your IT and back-end stuff in order?
Yes, we are getting not only our clients prepared for the GST rollout, but also preparing them for various steps that they need to take in the interim. They're looking at their processes, their systems, the changes that they ought to make in the GST, No, the date of 1st April 2016 is not sacrosanct. Lots of milestones have to be achieved by many companies before you come to that April 2016 date, and therefore you cannot relax saying that, oh, it's not going to come on 1st April 2016, because as it is, the deadline is too short.
Okay, so let's see whether we do see GST become a reality by 1st of April 2016. It's of course not sacrosanct or cast in stone, but it would be nice if it is rolled out, because it sends out such an important message to the investor community, not just in India, but overseas as well. Thanks a lot for joining us here on CNBC TV18. But you know what? Today wasn't just the GST constitutional amendment bill that dominated proceedings in Parliament.